The world's energy map is being redrawn. For decades, oil giants like the Middle East, Russia, and the US dominated the conversation. But now the Philippines, long known for its beaches not oil, demands attention. Traditional markets in Europe and North America are slowing, while energy demand surges in developing nations. The International Energy Agency projects the Philippines will be a primary driver of global oil demand growth this decade. This is a seismic shift in global energy consumption. The Philippines is not just a consumer, it's emerging as a potential producer. The government is opening vast, unexplored territories for oil and gas prospecting, courting international investment. This dual role as a growing consumer and budding producer puts the Philippines at a unique crossroads in the global energy story. For a nation long reliant on imports, the prospect of energy self-sufficiency is transformative. As the Philippines taps into its reserves, it could alter strategic calculations far beyond its shores. The world is watching as the Philippines steps up as a key player in the future of energy. Beneath the Philippines lies a staggering prize: untapped oil and gas worth up to $26.3 trillion. For years this wealth was locked away by lack of investment and technology. Now, the government is aggressively courting capital and expertise, launching new exploration permits in regions like Cagayan, Palawan, and Mindoro. Over 50 companies from regional players to global giants have shown interest. Only about 10% of the country's territory has been surveyed, making the Philippines one of the last frontiers for oil and gas discovery. This unexplored potential is drawing international attention. The urgency is real. The Philippines consumes 474,000 barrels of oil daily, but produces only 37,000. This deficit leaves the economy exposed to global price shocks. Developing indigenous resources is now a national imperative. The goal: insulate the country from volatility, stabilize prices, and move toward energy independence. The hunt for oil and gas is more than business. It's about securing the nation's future. The Philippines is ready to move from the sidelines to the center of the energy world. The stakes have never been higher. The Malampaya gas field off Palawan is the backbone of Luzon's electricity, supplying 20% of its power. But Malampaya's wells are running dry by 2027, threatening an energy crisis. Prime Energy is racing to drill new wells, hoping to extend Malampaya's life and avert shortages. Success could mean new gas by 2026, buying time for other projects. Meanwhile, onshore fields like Alegria and Cebu prove that viable oil exists on land, with reserves lasting until 2037. These projects show the Philippines can produce its own energy, not just import it. The Department of Energy forecasts a need for over 25,000 megawatts of new power by 2040. Malampaya's extension and fields like Alegria are just the beginning. The nation is fighting on multiple fronts to secure its energy future. These efforts lay the foundation for a more resilient, self-sufficient energy system. The journey is long, but the first steps are underway. The Philippines' energy boom is part of a larger Southeast Asian surge. As a tiger cub economy, the Philippines joins Indonesia, Vietnam, Malaysia, and Thailand in rapid industrialization and urbanization. This growth fuels an insatiable demand for energy, powering cities, factories, and millions of new vehicles. The International Energy Agency projects these 5 nations will boost oil demand by nearly 1 million barrels per day by 2030. Southeast Asia is now the engine of global oil demand growth. For the Philippines, every point of GDP growth means more energy needed. The government is fast-tracking domestic oil and gas development to meet this demand and reduce costly imports. The country's location in the world's fastest-growing energy market makes it attractive to investors. Any surplus production can easily find buyers among its neighbors. The Philippines is poised to become both a consumer and supplier in this new energy landscape. Russia's grip on global energy is slipping as new players like the Philippines emerge. The world's energy axis is shifting, and traditional power brokers face new competition. The Philippines' rise isn't about outproducing Russia, but about diversifying supply and shifting demand. As Southeast Asia becomes the epicenter of energy growth, reliance on any single supplier, like Russia, diminishes. If the Philippines develops its resources, it could become a preferred supplier for its neighbors, offering secure, local supply. This challenges Russia's pivot to Asia and introduces new competition. The Philippines' oil boom democratizes energy power, giving consumers more choice and diluting old monopolies. While it won't rival Russia's output soon, its entry adds resilience to the global system. Energy power is becoming more diffuse, and the Philippines is leading that change. Beyond oil and gas, the Philippines is also the world's top exporter of nickel, a metal vital for electric vehicle batteries. As the world shifts to green energy, demand for Philippine nickel has soared. The country now plays a paradoxical role, fueling both fossil energy and the green transition. Nickel from provinces like Palawan and Zambales ends up in batteries for Tesla, BMW, and Volkswagen. This connects remote Philippine mines to global EV supply chains. But the boom comes at a cost. Mining often causes deforestation, water pollution, and ecosystem destruction. The environmental and human toll is high, raising questions about the true cost of green progress. The path to a cleaner future is paved with resources from the earth, and the Philippines is at the center of this contradiction. The world's green ambitions depend on metals mined in places like the Philippines. The challenge is to balance economic opportunity with environmental responsibility. The Philippines' resource boom brings both promise and peril. In nickel-rich regions, environmental devastation is stark, forests cleared, rivers polluted, and communities suffering. Health problems and loss of livelihoods are widespread among local and indigenous populations. This is not just an environmental issue, but a human rights crisis. In 2023, the Supreme Court issued a writ of kalakasan to protect Palawan from mining's worst impacts. This legal victory highlights the conflict between economic ambition and community rights. The Philippines faces a choice: pursue extraction at all costs, or forge a new model balancing growth, environmental protection, and human rights. The world is watching to see if the country can deliver energy with justice and wisdom. True success will be measured not by barrels produced, but by the well-being of people and the planet. The Philippines stands at a crossroads. Its decisions will echo for generations. The future depends on finding the right balance.